Tonight, in a battle of legendary punk proportions, two titans of SoCal punk rock step into the pit not for a mosh, but for an all-out fight to the death. Pennywise, the kings of melodic aggression, take on Bad Religion, the intellectual overlords of punk. In this world, there's no peace, no unity, only pain, punishment, and power chords. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, a lone traveler appears looking for a cigarette and a ride. Buckle up, punks, this is gonna be brutal. An old, graffitied punk venue in Los Angeles. The air is thick with the smell of cheap beer, stale cigarettes, and the distant echoes of a long-forgotten hardcore show. Outside the venue, two groups of punk legends stand in the alley, facing each other like rival gangs in a 50s greaser flick. On one side, Pennywise, Jim Lindberg, Fletcher Drag, Randy Bradbury, and Byron McMacken, battle-worn and ready to fight. On the other side, Bad Religion, Greg Graffin, Brett Gurwitz, Brian Baker, and Jay Bentley, calculating, cold, and unwavering. Greg Graffin, smirking, arms crossed, we've been debating free will and the fallacies of the American dream for decades, and you still think you can take us with nothing but brute force? Fletcher, cracking his knuckles, damn right, nerd. Punk ain't about overanalyzing, it's about standing your ground and smashing through whatever's in your way. Brian Baker, grinning, see, that's where you went wrong. We don't just smash through obstacles, we evolve past them. Jim, gritting his teeth, then let's see you evolve past this ass-kicking. The tension is seconds away from boiling over into an all-out brawl when a figure stumbles out of the darkness, humming to himself. The bands pause and turn as a familiar voice slurs through the night. Mike Ness, holding a nearly empty bottle of whiskey, cigarette dangling from his lips. Hey, any of you guys got a smoke? And anyone headed to California? I got a gig, but my damn tour bus left me behind. Brett, blinking. Mike, we're in California. Mike Ness, staring blankly, swaying slightly. Yeah, but like farther into California. Silence. The bands, moments away from a bloodbath, look at each other in confusion. Fletcher, raising an eyebrow. You good, dude? Mike Ness, nodding, taking another swig of whiskey. Yeah. I just need a ride, man. He shrugs, muttering the chorus to ball and chain as he walks away, disappearing into the night like a ghostly bluesman lost in time. Jay Bentley, watching him go, shaking his head every damn time. Greg, adjusting his glasses, cracking his knuckles, enough distractions. Let's settle this. Jim Lindberg lunges first, throwing a wild haymaker at Greg Graffin, who easily sidesteps, countering with a brutal headbutt. Jim stumbles back, blood dripping from his nose as Greg adjusts his collar. Greg Graffin, smirking. See, Jim? That was a simple lesson in physics and momentum. Maybe you should have taken notes. Meanwhile, Fletcher Drag charges at Brian Baker, wielding his guitar like a medieval war axe. He swings it wildly, splintering a wooden crate as Baker dodges with ease. Brian, laughing, swinging an out-of-tune six-string at me? Man, I've been dodging critics for decades. You'll have to try harder. Fletcher, grinning, revealing a bloody tooth. Fine. Then how about this? Fletcher pulls out a broken beer bottle from his vest, smashes it against his own forehead, and lunges. But just as he's about to strike, Brett Gurwitz swings a mic stand, jamming it straight into Fletcher's gut, impaling him. Fletcher Drag, staggering, coughing up blood, chuckling. Hey, that all you got? He collapses to the ground. Randy Bradbury swings his bass like a club, smashing into Greg Hetson's ribs. But Greg responds with a brutal elbow to Randy's jaw, sending him spinning into a pile of trash cans. Jay Bentley, mocking, you might want to rethink your strength strategy. Byron McMacken, Pennywise's drummer, tries to fight off Brian Baker, but Baker counters with a devastating spin kick, knocking Byron straight into the alley wall. Byron McMacken, groaning, sliding down the wall. Dude, you guys don't look like you can fight this well. Greg, cracking his knuckles, grinning. We've been training in the punk rock dojo for decades. Only Jim Lindberg remains, battered and bruised, standing against the victorious members of Bad Religion. Jim, panting, blood dripping from his mouth. You guys think you're so smart, huh? Greg, adjusting his glasses, smirking. No, we know we are. With inhuman speed, Graffin launches into the air, his fist glowing with punk fury. In a devastating finishing move, a Shoryuken-style uppercut, he decapitates Jim Lindberg and the rest of Pennywise in a single brutal motion. Their heads soar into the sky, disappearing into the night before landing perfectly in a nearby trash can labeled Warped Tour rejects. Brett, dusting himself off. Well, that was unnecessary. Greg, smirking but effective. He surveys the carnage, then leans over the crumpled body of Jim Lindbergh, whispering one final line. Fuck Armageddon. This is hell. And there you have it, folks. Bad religion proving once again that intelligence beats brute force. Poor Pennywise never even stood a chance. They came to fight, but they left in pieces. And in the midst of all this madness, one man walks away untouched. Mike Ness, the wandering punk bard, off to another gig, another night, another drink. Will he return? Will anyone survive the next showdown? There's only one way to find out.
Anarchy Airwaves is a wild, high-energy radio show that brings the chaos and intensity of punk